Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first video of week 3. This is Tuesday, unless you went ahead. Yesterday, there was no video for Monday. Monday's assignment was to do the What You Learned Before in the Big Ideas textbook, and that is right before chapter 13, because we are done with chapter 12. We're moving on to chapter 13. So that What You Learned Before is kind of a refresher to kind of bring back some concepts that we are going to use in chapter 13. So today we're starting 13.1, which is circles and circumference. And real quick, we're going to go over the different parts of a circle. This should be review for you, but if not, just go ahead and jot these notes down. And remember to ask questions if you have any issue with anything. So the first thing we have is the circle. This black dot in the middle of the circle is the center. Okay. Now the radius is the distance from the center to any point on the circle. So the purple line right here is the radius. And basically it's half of the diameter. Okay, the diameter is the distance across the circle through the center. So the diameter is the black line right here. It is the whole, it goes across the whole circle through the center. So if you are looking to find the radius is represented by a lowercase r, and it actually equals the diameter divided by 2, because it is half of the diameter. I know there's a lot, sometimes students get the diameter and the radius mixed up, but the radius is half of the diameter. It's the smaller one. So then if you were trying to find the diameter, that's represented by a lowercase d, the diameter equals 2r, or 2 times the radius. 2 radiuses fit in the 1 diameter. Okay, so example 1 is finding the radius or diameter of a circle. So for this one's A, and we'll say that this is 20 feet. Remember, we need to use units when we're doing these measurements. So if I wanted to find what the radius of this circle is, I just learned that radius is diameter divided by 2, but that's the first thing you need to look for, is the picture showing you the diameter or is it showing you the radius? So for this particular part in example A, the 20 feet is the diameter because it's the distance across the whole circle. So to find the radius, I would just need to do 20 divided by 2, and my radius is 10 feet. Okay, simple as that. And then on the other side for example B here, we have, this is showing us a radius of 7 meters, and we need to find the diameter. So diameter is 2 times the radius. So the diameter is 14 meters. Okay? Any questions? Please write them down. Moving on to example 2, finding the circumference. Now the circumference is basically the perimeter of the circle. The circumference is, you are just measuring the outer portion of this circle. So when you're looking at a square or any polygon that has the straight sides, when you find the perimeter, you're adding up each of those side lengths to find the outside measurements of the, that's the perimeter. For circle, there's no straight sides here. So the circumference is another word for the perimeter of the circle, because that is what we're trying to find. That is what we are measuring. And the ratio of circumference over diameter is the same for every circle, and that is represented by pi. And we all know that pi is 3.14. It actually goes on forever, but for the purpose of solving these problems, we are just going to use 3.14. When you are solving these problems, either in the textbook or on a worksheet or anything like that, I would prefer that you just type in 3.14 for pi when doing them instead of hitting the pi button on your calculator, because you will get a slightly different answer. So just use 3.14 when talking about pi or when putting pi in the calculator. Okay, so to find the circumference of a circle, circumference is represented by a capital C, and circumference equals pi times diameter, or circumference equals 2 times pi times r. Okay, so you're given two different choices to use when you're finding the circumference of a circle. If your circle is giving you the diameter, then I would use the pi times diameter formula. If the circle in your problem is giving you the radius, then I would use the 2 times pi times r formula. So it's giving you two different options, but they're the exact same thing, because we know that 2 times r is the same thing as diameter. And then you're multiplying that by pi. Okay, so for A, if we need to find the circumference of this circle, we see that they give us the radius. So I'm going to use the C equals 2 pi r. So C equals 2 pi r. C equals 2 times 3.14 times 5. Okay, I'm going to put that in my calculator, and I'm going to get 2 times 3.14 times 5, and I get my circumference equals 31.4 inches. So you're just putting in the numbers that you already have. Okay? So for B, find the circumference. Here they give me the diameter, so I'm going to use the C equals pi times diameter formula. C equals 3.14 times 14. Put it in my calculator. 3.14 times 14, and I get 43.96 feet. And that's it. There's an assignment that goes along with this lesson today. Try not to get too far behind. Any questions, you know how to reach me. Thank you and have a good rest of your week.